Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very sweaty Bank Holiday Monday Plastic Crack podcast, season 7, somehow, episode 17. And we've been joined today by Rob from Warvault Armory, all the way from across the pond, where apparently it's not as hot as it is here. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's so it is just us three looking like we're melting, and you just look very, very comfortable and organised,
very cool and relaxed.
Yeah, whereas we're all sitting here just going, "Oh God, I just sweat."
I'll make you really jealous. I have an air conditioner sitting right over there.
I have a window, but I'm scared to open it because of the heat. I think the heat will it's just going to assault me. But welcome, yes, thank you to everyone who is joining us. Is that the sun outside?
It is. It's the sun. It doesn't often make an appearance around these parts, but this weekend it's decided to show up and make me thoroughly miserable.
But my brother-in-law sent us a little meme today. Do you remember that level in Mario where the sun chases you and tries to kill you? Oh. Like the sun actually chases Mario as he's trying to get away from it. So that's essentially how he feels today. But yes, anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Of course, if you're watching on the catch-up, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to join us. You can find links to all of our channels down below. You can also find links to the Facebook group. You can also find a link to Warvault Armory, which is what we're going to be chatting out a bit later, which is the app that Rob has created. And you can find all that other shill stuff that apparently we have to say that we do. Well, Steve does it so much better than me. He's so rehearsed. He sits there in the mirror rehearsing before the it's like a mantra. It's like so yes, and of course we are sponsored by the lovely people over at Boards and Swords. So go over there, chuck in the code PCP5 when you check out, and you get a little Brucey bonus when you check out at 5%. So yeah, it's really, really hot. Let's just see who's joined us. I hope you guys are all nice and cool. So we've got Lionheart is here. He's painting some crossbowmen for the Barons War. Seriously, Wargaming is tuned in from Ontario. I hope it's cooler up there. Camberwell Johnny's here. He's trying not to welt in Wiltshire. I feel like I'm going to notice a theme running here. Mark Riding, Mobile and Hostile. How are you doing? Trevor Hodgkins. He's in a very sweaty Suffolk. I feel you. So am I. It's very sweaty. Nick Games is here. Draken. Richard Hawes, how are you doing? He's just finishing playing Scourge of Princes with his son. A great Italian Wars French hymn lost. Draken Cole, how are you doing? Adam Kirtley, Tabletop General. Chris Strange but True. He's working on Perry Miniatures, and he's got a box of 3 at Partisan, nearly finished. He's going to get some more. They're very nice. It's just too damned hot.
I mean, camels seem very appropriate on a day like this. So yeah.
Yep. It's just jumped a bit. Sam Rushmere, Martin Hoey. Martin is in Jersey, and it's Scorcho there as well, apparently. 6 mil Tykes here. You're right, dude. Weather's shit. Too damn hot. Yeah, absolutely agree. Mort Cirque, David Few, Ed James, Nathan McGann, how you doing, dude? John Surbury. I can't scroll. What's happened? I can't scroll.
Your computer is knackered.
My computer is hot. Everything is hot. It's jumped down to the bottom. So I'm, yes, if I missed you, I'm sorry. My computer is too sweaty and it won't work. So apart from being hot, how is everybody?
I mean, fantastic. Really good. I feel, as I was saying to Rob before we went on here, I feel we have to give a disclaimer to our American colleagues who are all going, get over yourselves. It's hot. So what? We don't have air conditioning. And nobody here has air conditioning. So when it's hot, 90 or 100 degrees, we just can open a window. That's about as good as it gets. So there you go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, I like this one.
Something else we need to mention, though, isn't there? It was someone's birthday yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was someone's birthday.
Someone's birthday. Someone's turned 60. Happy birthday, Dom. Did you have a nice day?
Mate.
I did. Thank you very much indeed. It was very nice. I basically had a nice family barbecue. I drank ouzo because it was Mediterranean temperature, so it felt entirely appropriate. And then I was just saying to the chaps, for some God knows reason, we decided we would go into London today on the hottest day of the year. And my wife decided she wanted to go to St Paul's Cathedral because we haven't been there. She's never been in there, apparently. And we climbed to the top of the dome, which is 538 steps, tunnels that are about, well, Steve wouldn't fit through them. And it was 35 outside. It was hot as hell, but it was beautiful. It was good. It was a good day out. So, yeah, it was good fun. But, yeah, thank you for all the wishes. Very much enjoyed.
Excellent. Good. I'm glad you've had a good time. Well, as I say, we have been joined by Rob. Now, we're going to have a little chat a little bit later on about the app that Rob has created, so we can track our collections and share them and progress and why he's done it. But before we jump into that, I think, Rob, it'd just be quite nice to know what's your background in wargaming. How long have you been doing it, and what's your poison when you are gaming?
So I got into wargaming. This will ring to Steve here with Warhammer 40K, second edition, and I call it the gateway drug, right?
Yeah.
It was the gateway drug that took me into War Machine. I started playing War Machine when first edition when it first came out. But I really kind of stuck to those mainstream things, and then my kids turned like 6 and 7 years old, and I didn't have time anymore, right? I was basically a taxi, so I took some time off, took some time away. I'm a traditional artist as well, so I paint like watercolor, acrylics. I do animal portraits, things like that. And I've always been a creative person. We'll just put it that way. And I got back into it. I don't know, the better part of it, a year and a half or so ago, 2 years ago, and I was intrigued by Baron's War. It's what drew me back. I just like the whole idea of the knight retinue and the history of the Baron's War. And actually, it was Martin. It was your channel that I first I called a pillage kind of demo game that you were doing, you and Robin, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I went on a pillage Discord and I said, hey, is anyone local to Delaware? I'm in Delaware in the States, and I'm like, hey, is anyone down my way playing it? I'd love to get a game in, right? And nobody was. But someone in the chat said, hey, by the way, we're getting ready to start up a Baron's War campaign at a game store that's about an hour and a half. So we don't have traditional clubs like you guys do, where you go down to the club and you play with your mates. And ours are all hosted by the retailers, right? So the retailer, Rubicon Hobbies, we play there. I'm a loyalist. I fight for King John.
Good choice.
And I'm way down in that southern western tip as my territories, which I can say I'm gladly defending, and I've lost none. So I'll knock on something wooden. So I don't lose any more or lose any at all. But I got into this campaign, and it sucked me into historicals. I do go to the UK though. I go to the UK for work every once in a while to Coventry.
What's that? Old
man yells at dice.
Old man yells at dice. Sorry, I'm trying to find out which way to yells at dice.
Yeah,
what a good username, Old Man.
What a name! Now I see.
Yeah, it's a brilliant group of guys. We just had a siege last month. We used a lot of your rules, Martin.
Oh, cool.
For our siege, and it was good. Loyalist won again. That's great. I went 3 for 3 last month, so I'm happy about that. But it really drew me into the historical side of things. So now I'm branching out historically. Bold action. I'd still play some weird, as Dom would say, weird shit. I still play some weird shit. I like horrors. I'm an old horror movie buff, so I play Don't Look Back, but I replace it with the classic Universal monsters. The bad guys become the classic. And
it's a vicious rumor.
It is a vicious rumor. It worked, though. It really worked out. We did great. It was a lot of fun, and it's a great group of guys. I'm lucky because over here in the States, the biggest historical wargaming convention takes place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's called Historicon, which is 40 minutes away from me.
Nice.
So I've been to the last two. So I'm really starting to lean more towards the historical side. But that's it. My son plays. He doesn't paint, but he'll play. And if Dad paints his army, it would be great. But Dad won't paint his army because he's too busy painting his own.
That's all we all want. That's what Dom, I think, would love it, wouldn't you? If one of your daughters suddenly turned up and painted your army for you.
I mean, it would be. In my mind, it'd be lovely, but also I know that one of them would do something terrible with it. Yeah, they would. I'd come in and there'd be pink tanks or something like that. Just just to really.
Oh, nice one. Thank you very much, dude. Very much appreciated. Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping well. So over in it's quite interesting because you say you were playing like the 40k War Machine, and then it was Baron's War what drew you in. And something that we've chatted about over the last year since they released that starter set there.
Yeah,
is the Baron's War now? That's a great. It's a game. I see a lot of people pillage as well. People are going from
pillage as well. Pillage is an easy.
But that one seems to be a good a gateway game because it's got the crunchiness that some people like coming from 40k and list building and things, but it's also a little bit more relaxed. It's got it's supported by really good figure sets and great sculpting, and of course then for those people who want to dive into the history and find the horrible people that it's all based around, you can. So that's really interesting. The other people you play with as well, are they sort of new to the historicals as well, or is that
some are, some aren't? At the Siege, we had someone show up who was interested, never played a historical war game, was interested, and I bought that starter box, and I bought a mounted knights and a mounted sergeants, and put it together, and I had enough to field my 750 points and gave him 750 points. So a brand new player, never played before, sat down, had enough, gave him the pointers, and it's an easy enough game that you can teach in a very short period of time, and you start figuring it out. It's pretty quick. We did do flaming hogs though, the flaming pigs.
Cool.
And ran them at the tower.
Excellent. There seems to be a lot
there
of
you go, burning. There you go.
Yeah.
Burning.
Yeah. Burning. When next time me and Dom have a game, he's going to make sure there's no burning. He's going to say it's raining or something.
It's going to be taking part in a bog, and it's going to be pissing it down.
I told we had a game set in a bog, which is defends, and things still burn. The bog burned. The peat is flammable.
It is flammable. It's flammable gases in it.
Exactly. You sent me some pictures of what you've been working. It's very cool. I just wanted to share these. So let me just bring these up. So I see these are your War Games Atlantic.
Yep. They're my retinue. That's my cool. Baron's Horn retinue. Nice. That's my. I went with a black, red, yellow, and white scheme.
It's very striking. It's very cool.
That's very good. I like that.
Yeah, they're very
every time I see somebody doing a sort of uniform sort of colour palette, I kind of regret the fact I've just gone absolutely apeshit. I've just done all kinds of colours.
I did a mounted and unmounted version because of pillage. So every night there's a mounted and unmounted version. Even the sergeants, that matching shields, the whole 9 yards.
That's cool. I did. I see. I didn't do that originally when I did pillage, and because I didn't, we just had the game, and then we were obviously it's a recorded battle report, but what isn't recorded, or it was recorded but not in the edit, is the bit where we're sitting there going, "What do you mean they get dismounted? What do you mean?
Right, exactly.
I need to find another figure. I need to find another figure. Quick, kill another figure so we can then replace this figure with this figure, which is very which
Great.
is very cool.
Yeah,
Those are lovely. They really are.
Very nice. Very
Lovely
nice.
stuff.
and the extra base on the bottom is magnets, so I can travel in my box.
Funny enough, I was just looking at some magnetic stuff, but you do see a lot of that, a lot on the magnetics. If you follow, if you ever play someone like Midgard, James, who writes Midgard, he's made a whole tutorial about. He's got these magnetic movement trays that he made, like scenic bases, the whole thing magnetized because he wanted to keep everything single base. So all this stuff would, I mean, obviously you can use Sabbath bases as well, but these are cracking. And what's so that's not Baron's War.
That's not Baron's War.
Awesome.
That's just it's one of the monsters that I use when I play Don't Look Back.
That's so cool. What's
It's
that
it's
from?
just a
Is it-
scarecrow with a bag of bones, but
bag
I
of
use him
bones.
as the killer.
That
And that's
is
just a miniature I picked up because I enjoy painting. So I picked that up and I just really enjoy painting. So some of what you're going to see are just miniatures that I painted because I like to paint. So
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
that's
nowhere near as efficient as Dom. I will say that.
none of us are.
Nobody
None of
is.
us
Nobody
are.
is.
Nobody is. It's
But look at
we
the
all
quality
can dream.
That's brilliant.
That is awesome. That is very cool. Yeah, I was going to say. I was wondering. Yeah, he's it looks very like a Reaper.
He is a Reaper Mini. Yeah, he is
Yeah.
a Reaper Mini.
I
It's
love
an old
Reaper
one,
miniatures.
but it's that's when I first started painting.
Now that's a beast, quite literally.
Oh yes.
That is from a miniature company that only produced like 7 miniatures and then just went away. And
Right.
the person that was running it tragically passed away from leukemia, and the whole thing just dissolved. And there's 2 of those. I did one normal and one kind of winter of the werewolves.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ah,
Oh nice.
that's a very different. It's very cool. I really like that.
Very different color scheme.
Now
Winter
this one, I love this. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what it is, but I love it.
That is
That
a
is-
Thunderbird from you guys probably know the game called Mythic America that
Yeah,
Warlord sold for a while.
Oh yes, yes.
This is one of those models, but it's now called Mythic Earth, and it's run out of a company in New Jersey. And and that is my Thunderbird. And he won. He won a like a best painted.
That's very cool. I really like the effect with the lightning. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was just wire. Me bending the wire and gluing it in place, and then painting it.
Really nice. It's really nice. Yeah, just very nice range of stuff. And then this will be up Steve's alley.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
Trench Crusade, New Antioch.
That's awesome. Really cool.
So it's fair to say then that you wear many coats when it comes to your gaming.
I've heard it said that I'm a hobby butterfly. I will move from game to game.
Nothing wrong with that, Rob. Nothing wrong.
Nothing.
You know, anything from fantasy, science fiction. I'll do it all. I do lean harder fantasy, though. I will say that.
That's very cool.
It's very cool.
Very, very nice. Lovely looking stuff. Now we're going to probably come on to this a bit later, but you sent me a photo, and I assume this is your desk space, and I know, and I'll bring this photo up later because this is part of the.
And it's the reason that I created the entire app.
Right. Okay. Let's just share.
I told you it was
because
I did it.
Part of it is it's part of it's because of what we're going to chat about in a little while, but the other part is that I know a lot of people that are going to get instant desk envy. So I want to share that. Look at that!
Wow! Wowza!
Yeah, it's even changed since then.
That is awesome. That's a lot of stuff. That is awesome, though. Look at the paint rack. That is very cool. That is awesome.
Yep,
Is that just in your house? Yeah.
I added more paint holders on the right-hand side since then, and I added a additional shelf and made it an L at the top. So
interesting. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I think that is going to be most most people's response. I knew that would be.
Hey, my kids moved out. They were home.
Do they do that?
Out. This used to be Rob's bedroom. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
You've got a little while to wait yet, I'm afraid, Martin, before that happens.
I know. I keep on, and then I listened to some radio thing the other day where it was like they don't leave anymore because of like cost of living and stuff, and they don't leave, which is not what I was promised. So
you've got to get the balance right between welcoming and unwelcoming, and then hopefully they eventually leave. That's the idea. If you make it too welcoming easily, they'll stay.
Old School says Historicon game registration opens tomorrow.
Yep,
awesome for those people.
Registration and badges opens tomorrow. I'll be buying one.
Shaco, was it the Barons War pricing £20 for format? I've got feelings about that, but I'll save those. I know Dom does as well. I do. Mine might not be as radical. I kind of sit on a big kind of I don't care pile.
You've got a great splinter up your haven't you? I know on that one, sitting on the fence.
That sounded really weird for a second. I just don't know where you were going with that. No, I've seen it argued to death, and I sort of wargaming history. Splendid looking paint jobs. He wants to know who makes the stands that you're using. I assume he means the paint stands.
Oh, those are 3D printed. I have an FDM printer, and it's a free STL. And I printed them, and I just put black plywood up, 1/2-inch plywood that I spray painted matte black, and it just screws. I just screw them into the plywood.
Oh wow! Oh,
and it's a free STL. Fits in. I got room for expansion for another couple paint ranges, but that I've ordered. They're not here yet.
I have to. You're probably going to get asked about that STL. So later on, if you do get,
I'll drop you the link.
Drop a link. I can hear a lot of printers starting to go.
STL. Guy doesn't charge a dime for it.
Yeah. No,
awesome.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, before we sort of dive into the rest of what Rob has been up to, I just want to have a little sort of scooch around, and we will just run through very quickly what everyone else has been doing in the scorching heat. So, Dom, admittedly, I'm guessing you didn't get to do much hobbying on your birthday. So, how many armies have you completed?
Well, armies is a bit extreme. I mean, I have to say, the one thing I took away from Rob's discussion just there, I don't know about you, Steve, is we finally know somebody who we can approach to find out how to paint the Badgers and Burrows figures with the right kind of colouring. Because you paint that's just awesome. Now I know. What I've been working on, so a couple of these I showed on the update video, so I'll flash over them quickly. But I did some more 10 mil little fellas. These are French Knights. I think they're Pendragon. I can't remember now. I put them all in a box and then sort of pulled them out when I was ready to go. But that's part of the French army. So, with this lot of English, I've finished all the English box now completely. So I've got to start doing some froggies to go up against them. So I've done a few, but I need to do a few more. So, but the 10 mils are coming along rather nicely. It's funny, just like the epics did. And certainly some of the epics anyway, apart from the Romans.
Apart from the Romans, yeah. I was about to say, hang on.
It's kind of just a nice little cleanser when you're sort of just thinking of something different to do. Talking of which, I'll just put those up.
Right. I want to ask, yes. I mean, they're awesome. They look awesome. What are you doing?
I'm having a moment. Martin. That's all I'm having.
I've got questions, Tom. I've got questions.
You know, I've been desperate to do something with Mongols because I really love the Mongol history, and I can't find any rule set I'm very happy to play with them. And so I thought, Warhost, I can create a Mongol tribe from Warhost. So that's what I'm doing. So, and one of the suggestions I had when I was working through army lists and what I can do with them, because I can take a lot of the rules from the Barons' War Outremer stuff, because they had all sort of rules for horse archers and things like that, and then add sprinkle a little weird shit in there, such as putting some Mongols on giant wolves. So
they've already got they already have the rules for the wolves because
exactly.
you've got orcs on them. So
so that's the theory. So and then I was thinking the other day, I was sitting there thinking, I've got all the it's gone. It's gone. It's only partial weird, isn't it? Well, it is.
Yeah, it's half.
Bravo! They look like Mongols, but they look like. Where is it? Where is it? It's coming out. It's coming out.
We haven't done that for ages.
Bravo.
Yes, so that was the plan with those, is just to work through building up some rules for that and have a go at see how that plays out. So because then I can bring in the things like the shaman. So there's shaman. There's a shaman figure. So I did him with a very, very big drum. But there we go. But then talking about your Barons' War command group stuff, I picked up one of those as well, and so I've been working my way through them. So
nice.
Two of them.
Oh, nice.
I went with it because that guy, the massive great cross that guy's carrying is just so awesome. I just had to use it because
awesome.
It'd be weird not to.
Wouldn't it? So
well, 1 second. Hello, dude. How are you doing? It's been a while. How are you doing?
Hello, mate.
Hey, hello from off Idaho.
Nice.
Hope you're well.
So that's
very
my,
cool. That looks awesome.
My bishopy chap, and that was the other guy. Don't know why that's funny white mark on there. Must be the varnish. I'll have to go and touch that up later. Didn't have time today. And then these are then now. I sort of had an idea to use as King John and his standard bearer, but I couldn't, for the life of me, do the 3 lions. So I found something approximate. There's 1 lion, stuck them on. So there's 3 of them because there's 1 on the flag and 2 on shield. So there's 3 lions. So that's the character figure for that, which I'm pleased to know how it came out. So did the dude with an arming hat. And so that's
nice.
That's what I got up to. Oh, I did have another game of Kepi and Bayonets last week.
How'd it go?
Which I have to say, it's fast becoming a firm favourite. So this is a particularly stupid picture because you can't actually see what's going on. But if I ever manage to edit the battle report, if I get time, because it's going to be a biatch to do, in that wood are some partisans. And you can see the Union took them quite seriously, blew them apart largely, but they kept the Union forces quite busy. It was a really good confused battle. We had troops, those sort of things that only things like shakos and bayonets, muskets and tomahawks and that sort of thing can do, where it's sort of really confused battle where troops are coming in from all over the place, and that was what was going on in this. So I thought I was banged to rights, and actually ended up as being a fairly even fight in the end of it. So so that was fun. So definitely enjoying Kepi and Bayonets. It's turned out very nicely indeed. So
is that a game you're looking into, Rob? Kepis and Bayonets?
Ever since Dom started talking about it, I've been reading up on it. So, I don't have muskets and tomahawks, so it just seems like a good time to jump in. I like smaller scale skirmish games. So, I mean, as soon as he said it's a skirmish game, I'm like, I'm in. And even though Barons' War can be an army game, to me, it's more of a skirmish game, right? I have no desire to paint 2,000 points of Space Marines ever again in my lifetime.
We've obviously done this. We've done this topic to death, but essentially, I think we came down to any game where an individual, you're looking at the stats for an individual trooper, is a where an individual trooper matters to the outcome of events is probably small battle skirmish, right?
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
In general, because when you start doing mass battle and you're doing things and you're dealing with battalions, brigades, divisions, corps, whatever, the death of one person, it sounds awful, shouldn't matter.
Right.
In wargaming, I'm just saying right now.
I'm going to say,
in
good
wargaming. But yes, so now let's go over to our resident mass battle expert, Steve.
Here we come.
What have you been up to?
I've been painting thousands of Napoleonics. It's been brilliant. Especially in this weather. That's what you want, is pom-poms in 34 degrees. Yes, absolutely brilliant. No, I haven't been painting Napoleonics. I'm not a sadist. I've had a weird week. I've only painted one figure, but I've really enjoyed it. And I know that David Theory's in the chat. Earlier this year, he very, very, very kindly sent me a original 1996 copy of Fabius Bile from 40k second edition. I never got to own this when I was younger. So Dave very, very kindly sent me one, and he'd stripped it, and it was in absolute pristine condition. But I found over the past 8 months painting these old miniatures, I get like miniature fear because they're old. Like, they're out of production. Right. It's not like a plastic bolt action figure where if you muck it up, you can get another one. With these, they're not. They're your custodians of classic wargaming pieces. So that last week I finally plucked up the courage to paint Fabius Bile, and there he is.
Hey,
awesome!
All done.
Oh my goodness!
It's the first time I've ever painted an outfit made of human skin. I didn't do any research.
Like the lead singer from Behemoth. Nurgle. Which is ironic.
There you go.
Yes. Absolute classic miniature. I'm just so glad, and I'm really appreciative to Dave for sending it to me. Really, really awesome.
Wow.
Wow. And I put a fair few hours into that. And it weighs a ton. It's a really, really, really heavy miniature. But here he is with his chaotic chums. So I've got a few more bits and pieces to. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Hey.
Cheers, Dave. Honestly, the condition it was in when it arrived was just absolutely fantastic.
I had that Abaddon for so long, and I don't think I ever used him in a game. And he was just the hand was just so sort of top heavy that he just would just lean forward.
It was horrific. I got mine originally in 1996. The same day I got my Codex Chaos, which I still own. I lost the Abaddon miniature years ago, but I managed to pick another one last year off eBay. And when it arrived, I was so grateful that the person who had it before me had pinned the arm in place. Honestly, it was I was so happy about that. But today I've been going back to old miniatures. I picked these up September last year, and it's the original Chaos Terminator box.
Wow.
And what I found today is trying to assemble metal miniatures that are that old in 34 degrees heat, when the combined weight is of a small transit van. You honestly stick those in a sock, you could do immense damage with them. But yeah, they work together really well. So I'm going to be painting those. It's going to take me weeks to paint them because there's so much gold trim. There's so
could be useful in Derby though. See when we go up there.
Yeah, that's true. Personal sidearms, some Chaos Terminators. So they're on the thing. And what I'm also doing tonight is I'm repainting my the Dreadnought that I sort of converted earlier this year because I just didn't like the color. So it's going to get some proper Nurgle green. I'm going to repaint the tentacles. So yeah, very much back on the 40k second edition thing at the moment. Awesome. Quite close to finishing both armies. Then I'm going to move on to my third one, which I've not decided yet. But I did pick up another Codex from eBay as well. Absolute bargain. Codex Ultramarines. 31 years old. I got off eBay, so that's another
makes me
bucket.
feel old.
And it's just happy times receiving that. So that's what I've been up to. But yes, possibly Napoleonics next week instead.
We can only hope.
Why don't you do the Imperial Guard and get the Napoleonic looking Imperial Guard regiment? Yeah, do that.
I'd have to sell about 4 internal organs to be able to afford those on eBay. Then.
Well, true.
They're really
War Games Atlantic in their STLs for if you're part of their tribe.
Oh yeah,
they do a sharp for their Deathfields Arena. So you basically
40K
and they
sharp.
have the chosen men, right? So
that's cool.
So
that's
you have
really awesome.
spacefaring chosen men. So you see where my heart is. It's with sharp.
Excellent. I've been fairly productive. But still editing and trying to split my time with the editing. I'm trying to spend my time making the videos. I don't know why that word has suddenly become hard for me to say. I don't know why. And obviously playing. So Robin and I had our first game of Warhost, and so that's on the way. It's so much fun. I mean, I love the Barons War. I love it. I it would have taken quite a lot to not to enjoy this, but adding in spells and the like, which I was on the receiving end of, I'd just like to point out, because I didn't have a shaman. But this is the table that we set up. So we had a very nice back and forth across here. No fire, Dom. I'd just like to add. Well, no fire from me. Some of Robin's. I don't want to spoil anything, but Robin's selection of spells leaned heavily into one element. So we had that. So you can see there's my troll was just chilling out, minding his own business underneath that tree, and then these poxy elves came along and started shooting arrows at him. So that was good fun. And then here's a shot later on in the battle where his commander and my commander, which Robin refers to as the happy Labrador looking orc, got involved. So so that's on the way. I've got to edit the video, put that together. But I've got another Warhost one I want to put out before it. But a lot of fun. Right. Now I want to paint up more stuff. He says something, when there's a system that you like and it robustly did. It's not just the Baron's War with a fantasy skin on it. It did feel robust. If that, and there was enough difference. It wasn't just like, oh, these are King John's men, but they're orcs. No, there was what was quite cool is that the orcs weren't shit. That's novel. That's novel, isn't it? We were looking at the combat abilities, and the orcs are better in combat than the elves, which I really like. On sort of a basic, or just if you just take a basic orc. Exactly. He's so happy. He doesn't, and I think Robin said he doesn't know why he's happy. He's just happy he's there. He's just happy to be there. He doesn't know what's going on. So we did. So we played that. But I really, obviously, the Baron's War system of picking whether you're taking green, regular, irregular, or veteran. That's quite cool. So you can. So I made a veteran unit of orc archers. Rather than going like a veteran unit of orc berserkers. So veteran orc archers. Whereas Robin, I think, because he wanted to put more stuff in his army, deliberately just took sort of regular guys so he could fit more stuff in. So you've actually kind of got this situation where you have a fairly elite small orc force. Yes, we were. There might be a
little bit of bitterness there from Robin.
Well, you shall see in the battle report. You shall see. But I finished some minis as well. So I finished these for Guards of Traitors Toll. These are from the Sinister Citizens, because I loved making that battle report, and the response to it has been great, because I thought people might not really like a solo one on my channel, but I will do another one. So I've painted up some of the Sinister Citizens to add into the deck. So we've got this one. We have the creepy little girl. To add into things. Now there's lots of different ways that these guys can interact with you. They could be creepy, they could be friendly. It depends what cards you pull for them, and there's like 6 or 7 cards each for them. We have Polly, the pie maker.
Okay.
So she just sits there. You could go up to her and like buy a pie, I think, and then you roll to see like whether it heals you or kills you. So reminds me of my mother-in-law's cooking. So there we go. And then my personal favorite from this set, which is this guy, which is like the hapless apprentice. I love that miniature. I love
That's
that
the character in so many fiction books, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a nice model, such a nice kit. So I did those, and then I finished finally. So I finished an Irish warband for pillage as well. So this is using the new Victrix set. So we have this lot here. So I've tried to make them distinct from the Scots. Now I've done that. I've gone with yellows and blues mainly on things, and just try to do it that way. But they've got the little big men transfers on them, the new ones. So there is a video coming about this. But I've deliberately not given any spears. They've got javelins, and that one guy there who's got a massive javelin, which I know is a spear, but it's a javelin. So I decided to try and build them in a completely different way to the other one. So I've got that lot. Then I've got this lot here to go with them. Nice. I've got guys with Dane axes running around in there with no armor and Dane axes. That means they get to move 8 inches and then hit someone with a big axe. And then it's such a nice set. I said there will be a separate video about it, but you get these in there, so you've got to make up some. So you got to make up some. So, and then I like the old guy at the back because he reminds me of Grandpa Simpson when he shouts at a cloud. So that just lots and lots of fun building all this stuff up. So there's a video coming about them. Funny enough, everything I've built here, for those people that play Pillage, this is a 600 point force. That's a start. That's it there. I didn't even, that's all of that stuff there, and with a couple of special feats. So that's where I've been. So
those Victrix kits are massive too. They
are. I mean,
many.
Where's the Irish one you get? Well, let me just get it down. It's how many are in here? 42 and 34 warriors and 8 dogs.
Yep. And I bought 2 of them because I just thought I needed 2, right? So
yeah.
You just need rules for the Irish in Barons War. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, but Jesus is actually, he did look a bit prophetic, didn't he? I quite like him. This is a cool thing though. If you guys notice this, sorry, it's a bit of I was trying to build up some cool poses, like in Barons War, and the coolest poses always end up not having a shield, or you end up with like a severely unarmored leader, and you're like, oh god, he's gonna die. he's because it's what is a Pillage and Barons War, they're WYSIWYG games, aren't they? What you see is what you get. So I've now I was looking at everything going, oh, I might need to build a standard bearer. So I've got a standard bearer, but I've deliberately given him a shield because it's like I need him to live. He must live. So anyway, yes, there we go. Let's just quickly just have a look through the Happy Labrador and his side crick, the troll. Yes, there was what was that? No, I think it might be a little bit like Sweeney Todd. Maybe she you see, the thing is with Guards of
I'm not eating the pie.
I don't don't eat it, man. It's like it's not like Greg's, like it might be, but the thing is I don't want to ruin it by reading the cards. There's so many plot points. There's one card that gets played a few times, which is like when the citizens get a little bit upset with you, they throw rocks at you and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I've seen that one, but I don't want to read ahead. So I don't really want to do any of this. Oh, I'm going to fix the deck for a good battle report, because that defeats the point. But what I am going to have to do on the battles is essentially put a spoiler warning.
Oh, cool.
Because
right. Because everybody's going to have the cards, right?
Yeah. And you don't want to, and some of them do have quite big ongoing effects into other games. So you could do something like, I don't know, choose to put someone. Sometimes you're given choices. Do you let someone go, or do you put them in prison? If you let them go, you get a bit of goodwill, like with a certain criminal element or something, and then the next time that comes up, you might get a bit of a bonus. Or if you put them in prison, they then hate you and target you. So, it's all that kind of stuff, which I really like. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting. But we're talking about, so Rob, obviously you've been watching the stream a little while, and we've been chatting a bit. But so essentially, what you have done is created an app. So I don't want to sort of misrepresent it. So I'm gonna just hand it over to you.
Yeah.
So you created an app for wargamers to essentially track their collections, share their collections, and there's a bit of a social sort of side to it as well, because you can share and friends can compare. So my first question, and I think it's gonna be a lot of people's, is why?
That picture you showed earlier is the reason why.
I have the video.
Absolutely the reason why.
I have the video
because
as well.
I have all these miniatures, and I have so many unboxed, sitting in a box. And being a hobby butterfly, I will walk into a shop and go, "Ooh, I really like that box. I think I would like those miniatures." So I pick it up, only to go home and find out that I've got 2 of now said box.
I've never done that in my entire life.
Right.
Never.
Yep.
It's like your American soulmate, Rob. This is amazing.
It was totally selfish. I wanted a way to carry my collection on this. That's on my phone. I wanted to be able to say, "Oh, I already have 3 boxes of Skeleton Warriors. I don't need a 4th." Because I go to these events, and I, like Historicon or Nova or any of those, and I end up buying stuff that I already have, right? And then I end up with 2 or 3 of something. Sometimes it's not bad. Sometimes I intentionally buy 2, but most times it's accidental, right? So I created an app. I have a job. I work in IT. I'm a senior director of an enterprise IT organization, and I wanted to teach myself coding.
Right.
So if I'm going to teach myself coding, I'm going to code something that I actually might use, right? So if I'm going to teach it, I'm not going to do that at work. So at home, I got this idea. It only took me about 2 weeks to build the app at its base.
Wow.
And then I decided to release it. I talked about it to a couple of friends, Dan from We War Game and Kristen from Painting Panzers. And I'm like, "Hey, what do you think? Do you think anybody would like this?" And they're like, basically, Kristen said, "Hey, if you need it, somebody else probably needs it because you're not unique, right, in this hobby to have so many things." So I started it, and I just built it for me. I'm not out there to make $1 million off of this thing, and I've said it all along. I'm doing this for the community. It's not for me. It's for me to use, but all the effort and energy, I'll never get back out of it, right? And I know that. But it's just a lot of fun. If you can go one place. Most war games, if you look at like Infinity, or you look at Games Workshop, or they have their rule set apps, and you put all your miniatures in there, but that your collection, you'd have to visit 5 or 6 apps to figure out what you really had. And then you go to things like the historic war games, like we all like to play. A Mounted Knight is a Mounted Knight, and I can use them in multiple games, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to just build an app to put it all together and put it in one. And it's a good place to go look if you're looking for something. I'm looking for harpies, so I can go into the catalog and search for harpies, see what's out there.
Yeah, but because you've got paints on there as well, haven't you?
I do, because
yes. Yeah,
that's quite impressive paint wall there.
That's one of the biggest ones I have, especially cons like warfare or something. I'll be walking along and I'll look and go, "Oh, that's a really cool color." I don't think I have that. I'm worse with paints than I am with minis. I'll be looking at one and I'll get home and I go, "I absolutely have that." And I had the same conversation with myself when I bought this, and I still haven't used it. And now I can tell you, I've got so many variations of turquoise, so many. Because one's called like royal blue, one's called cloak blue. I think the other one's just called turquoise. It's the same color. It's the same bloody color.
Yeah. And in traditional art, they put the pigment on a paint, so you literally, no matter what the brand is, you can pick it up and go, "Up, I know what that pigment is, and I know what it looks like." We don't do it in miniature paints, and we give them great names, like Orc green, and things like that. Well, what color is Orc green, really? Right?
Yeah.
Weird. Just saying that. That's right.
I'm sorry.
No, I do the same with paints. Paints are terrible because it is one of those things. You especially if you're not very good at keeping a list of what you got or what you need. You go to a show or walking past a Games Workshop shop and you think, "Oh yeah, I needed shit. What did I need? I think it was red. Oh yeah, I think it was red. I needed a scarlet red." And you go in and pick it up, and you go home and find you got 5 of them sitting there because you've done it.
It wasn't red that you were looking for.
It was blue or something stupid. I'm not going to go about blue. Blue is just horrible color.
Well, one of the things I built into the app was a wish list.
Nice.
So you could create a wish list before you go to like Partisan or something like that, or Salute, and be like, "All right, these are the things that I'm looking for in Salute." And I have it in my phone right there, and it makes it easy. Stops you from buying 6 of the same reds, right?
Yeah.
You can take a look at it, decide what you have. It's actually, it was all, and like I said, it was totally selfish, right? I did it because I have the same issues, right? I do the same thing that you guys do. I buy too much of the same thing.
I think we're all guilty of that.
I was going to say, for me, it's paints. I have my paints by color, so I sort of know visually. I know where they all are. But when I go out to a store or a show or something, I'm always like, I need to come back with at least one paint. I always buy paints. I
always feel the need to buy something. If I visit a local shop, I travel a lot for work. But there's, I'll go in a hobby shop and I'm like, well, I feel like I need to buy something while I'm here just to keep hobby shops around. Local hobby shops.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'll do that. I'll buy a paint. I'll pick something up. Or a brush or something. I stuck to miniatures and paints. I didn't go into rule sets and things like that. Maybe later, if somebody asks for it, I'll do it. That's the other thing, is that this is, like I said, it's for the community. A lot of the features that you see now are because people ask me to put it in. Oh, would you add this? Would you add that? Can you do this or can you do that? So I do. I mean, I will spend the time and invest the energy. Now, I do sell the app. I do. I think it's $24.99 US, which I don't know what that is in British pounds these days. Probably 20 pounds, maybe.
20 quid, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 20 quid for a year. It's 20 quid for a year. Or it's $2.99 a month if you want to just try it out, right? So I'm not ever going to make a lot of money on this under no circumstances. But I need it, so I'm going to keep it going, and I might as well put it out there. I do have a code for anybody that signs up. It's PCP10.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's 10% off, and you can take it 10% off a month, or you can take it 10% off annually. So it's going to take 10% right off the top.
That is very kind.
Cool. Very kind.
Thank you.
I am.
Thank you. And James is right in there with the conversion rate. There we go.
There he is. Yeah, and that's probably before the 10% too. So take that in mind. 10% is coming right off the top. Because I need people to use it. I need people to use it. Help me. I'll never have all those old. I went with current catalogs on everything. So I would literally go to, if you want to know how all 50,000 of those miniatures made it in there, it's because I literally created a CSV file, put all the info in, including an image URL, and then upload it. So I've manually entered 50,000 miniature kits into this thing.
Wow.
But there's no way I got them all, right? It's probably double that. And I don't have any, like, Steve's going out there buying, old Warhammer models that aren't on the current catalog, and I don't have reference to them, so I don't know to add them. So the community can actually add miniatures into the catalog. The only thing is I have to just look at it and approve it, right? Because I don't,
we just got a question in. So Shaker says it's just asked, is it open source?
It's JSON code. If you want to know what it is, it's JSON, JSON, JSON code.
I'm sure that means something to.
It does in IT world. It's JSON.
James, I know what that is. He does that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's JSON code. I learned it's taught myself how to do it. Started off, I was going to use like a vibe coding app, and I didn't really like how it worked. So then I just had to learn how to do it. Now I do make all the coding changes on the back end myself. So
that is very cool. So I suppose what? No, I'll ask now. Actually, I was about to say. Is there? Are you able to show us? Are you able?
Yeah, absolutely. I can share it. And...
Yeah. Well, please do. Well, should we?
How it works.
I was going to say, should we? So James has come back saying he appreciates not vibe coding it. Good on you.
Yeah, it'll do it, but it's dangerous. It does stupid things like it'll delete an entire database, and I'm like, what? Yeah. I use vibe code at work to create a help desk app. So that taught me that I don't trust it. All right.
Absolutely. That's what you need to go with something that you're 100% happy with. I'll tell you what should we do, because I know we haven't got a lot of news. It's 9 o'clock, so rather than then having to interrupt Rob and show like 4 things in the news, should we very quickly go through the news and then we can hand over to Rob to show us how it works?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not going to bother putting the thing up because there it is. So
now for the news. But can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
It was right there. I have one thing.
Go on.
It's been very quiet. Well, we were talking about tabletop RPGs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was, and there's been a bit of a resurgence on the group with D&D and everything, and you were posting about stuff as well, which is ace. Have you guys heard of one of my favorites in the past? Is a game called Pendragon, all right? And it's made by Chaosium, and it's an Arthurian game, and it was very different to D&D. Because basically each game session was 1 year in the life of your start out as a squire and then you become a knight. There's no XP. You're just trying to get, you just have life events. So you do an adventure, then you have a winter phase and you manage your estate. So it mixes myth and magic and all of your Arthurian stuff. It's very cool. You create like your noble house and that. It'd be right. It's very low magic. You do come across Merlin and things, but there's no orcs or anything like that. So it got re-released about 18 months ago. On a new edition, and they just announced that they're releasing the big campaign. There was a big campaign, which is this one here, which is called The Boy King. So the Pendragon campaign takes you through 80 sessions worth of material, and Chaosium have just announced this. It comes in these. It's going to be in these three lovely editions. So you get this beautiful leather-bound one. You get a cool one in the middle. But I actually really like the one on the right with the giant thing. I really like that. And yeah, that just excited me. And then I started looking at how much the starter set was and, you know, all of that stuff. And it's only like 20 quid and that might be in the basket right now. And yeah, but yeah, so I thought I'd add that just because if there's people who wanted to play a role-playing game but don't want to go ultra fantasy or want to do something a bit different, then Pendragon might be worth looking out. That's all I had.
Bloody hell. Oh, blimey. Hang on. I'm trying to stick a head on. Right, let me drop that. I didn't see a huge amount. I must admit, it is pretty quiet out there at the moment from what I've seen. But
Pendragon's just going to be drowned in a stream while wearing full plate. A la Charlemagne.
Nice. Nice reference, Martin. Very good. Now, these were some new Russian Civil War figures from Artisan via North Star, which I have to say, this is something that Paul down the club keeps threatening that we need to get into because he's apparently got loads of Russian Civil War figures. So there's a whole load new ones out, which look mighty fine. I do like North Star artisan-y type figures. They're really nice. So I think there's a whole load of them coming, but those are the ones they posted last week on for the first lot. Very nice, very good indeed. And also, they also showed off their Musketeers. So
I did see those as well.
I think this. I don't know anybody who doesn't get excited about in principle, about the idea of Musketeers. I don't know what it is about them. It's probably all those stories of D'Artagnan and goodness knows what else. But yeah, so I think they went on pre-order, I think, on Friday. Someone will correct me in the chat, I'm sure. But they look very good indeed. I have no idea how I would use them. So at the moment, I resisted, but they do look good.
I could see. I could see a variant for Ruckus using Musketeers. Yes. That would be great fun.
There's a thing.
I'll go and poke Mike with a stick and say and demand it.
The other thing was Steel Fist showed off some new late medievals that he's about to release. And they do look mighty fine. Still Fist do some beautiful figures.
Yeah, Talos is sculpted. Do you know what my favorite one on there is? The Messenger. I absolutely love the Messenger. Yeah. I mean, they're all lovely, beautiful references on the plate as well. They're brilliant.
Very cool indeed. And some villagers as well. So, yeah, very cool indeed. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how I can shoehorn those into some army or other of those. Actually, Robin also picked up on one, which I don't know the backstory on it, but Wargaming 3D is closing down. Apparently, yes. I didn't post about this.
They are shutting down, so you have until the end of July, I think, to download all your files out of their catalog. Yep. So if you've already purchased it, download them.
Shift them out, get them onto your hard drive or onto a backup drive of some sort, because otherwise they is gone. Okay. It's a shame, really, because they tended to host a lot of the smaller 3D designers. So it's going to be interesting to see where. Apparently, their fees were much lower than some of the other sites that you can go to. So people are wondering where all those
one I got from them. So
yeah.
Warlock Age released plastic Panzer IIs in early Germany. I was going to mention the bikes, but I didn't. I wanted to keep it a rage-free.
I wasn't sure whether the bikes were new or just a resin-fied version of the metal ones. But
they're a 3D printed version of the.
Are they? Okay.
£28 3D printed version.
Gee whizzy.
So you're going to moan about those Warlock kits?
Wow.
The Wargames Atlantic ones go and moan about the bikes.
Gee whiz. Holy smoke. Yeah, okay. No, I think we didn't talk about those then. Let's move on. I think that's everything I saw.
Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. I'll just put some of these on. Exactly, James.
Absolute human force. Now you can excuse any historicals from any period you wish down.
Yeah.
I suppose that's true.
It is true.
Jesus. No, No, step away. Going back to historicals.
Lord Cadgar, I got some people into my hobby group to play Pillage. I got hyped about it thanks to your videos. Thank you very much. Cool. I was hyped about it, and then my wife beat me senseless in the last game. So, which was never in question, I don't think. But
I was going to say, is that ever going to not happen?
It's a start reminder.
It was
right
brutal.
then. Yeah, it was ridiculous as well. Like, what doesn't help is that Haley's got quite a mocking laugh in any situation, and when I'm doing the edit of the video and I have to keep hearing it over and over and over again, it's I have to stop doing the video and just go for a little walk and just and then I see her and I'll just be annoyed. What's wrong with you? I was like, 2 weeks ago you mocked my ability to throw a javelin.
Oh my gosh. And when she kept taking your figures to stack them up in her pile of
I don't know if you heard, she basically insisted on keeping them as little trophies. No, she absolutely did. But, yeah, it was it was a lot of fun. I'm actually I'm trying to do something. I'm actually at the moment I've got some of the War Victrix cataphracts, which are awesome, right? They're lovely, and I've done some up as late Romans, and now I'm butchering them with the late Roman stuff, and I'm making Arthur a la the Clive Owen film. Because I actually quite like that movie, but yeah, so I'm going off piste a bit here because Haley wants to. She said in her view, the next game she would go and find where they lived and burn it. That's what she said. So apparently that's what we're going to do. So there we go.
She's a girl. She's a girl.
Yeah, she is. Brilliant. Right. So now we're done with news. So Rob, if you're able to, where she called you little brain.
Where she called you little brain made me laugh. It was.
Yes.
I still got that on my waitlist to watch. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, you'll like it. I think she mentions you in it a couple of times. But yes, Rob, do you need me? Are you able?
No, I think I can hit present.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Share screen.
Excellent.
Hit share screen here. We'll pick this tab. There we go. Can you see that?
There we go. There we go. Excellent.
Awesome. So this is the app. It drops you into this is your landing page. It gives you a little blurb about your collection, how much of it's painted. Hey, I'm at 1%, right?
He told that's amazing.
Yeah, which is totally a farcical.
You've just made everybody on this stream feeling so much better, Rob, by that.
It's good. Yeah, it gives you here. These are just little like dashboards that tell you it's if you bought everything on your wish list, this is what you're spending, right? So it's good. One of the things is I do allow you to switch to British pounds or Australian dollars or euros, whatever you need to switch it to. But it drops you here. A little bit about this is there's a miniature of the day, and this changes every day.
Right.
Something a little different. You mentioned artisan designs. I had not heard. I knew they were on the North Star site, but I didn't understand it's a different line that North Star does for them. So I went ahead and I uploaded all artisan designs yesterday. Nice. That was what I did on my Sunday. So then you can look at your recent additions of stuff that you've added to your catalog, and then what is my top wish list items. You can set painting goals for yourself, and you can set gaming goals for yourself. Well, I'm one game short, which is not true. Actually, I can actually log the game. It was the Siege, but it allows you to set your goals for yourself. What's best is if you friend someone in the app, you can see what their progress is against their goals. So if you're playing a game with, Martin's playing Robin and neither forces are painted, Martin can look in here. I'm like, oh no, Robin's killing me. He's whipped out way more figs than I am. I'm falling behind, so I better get busy. And then anything that shames you into painting your models is a good thing. That's the philosophy I'm going with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then it tells you by game how many forces you have per game. I don't find that useful. Someone asked for it, so there it is. The main thing that everybody really likes is the catalog, and here's where you can change your pricing.
Okay, yeah.
And you can bulk add. So if I wanted to say, we'll pick on AB figures. Got a bunch of AB figures sitting here, and I wanted to bulk add. I could hit bulk add, and then I just go along and select the miniatures.
Okay.
And they're added automatically. As soon as you click them, they're added to your collection, which is here. We'll talk about your collection in a second. But periods here, I don't know that everything's 100%, and I'm probably missing some, right? So, Dom, help me out here. If you see the one that's
I'll
missing,
find you a few, don't worry. I don't know. Yeah.
I tried to get all the manufacturers I could. As you can see, I have a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. Crikey.
Blimey.
Are they predominantly 28 mil, or can you do all different scales?
Oh, I do all different scales.
Uh-huh.
And I actually scale is something like you can see here. These AB figs are 15 mil.
Yeah.
So it's just labeled per miniature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to build it, like I said, for the entire community. So there are folks who like to paint smaller. I like to paint bigger. So
Nice.
here is where you can actually submit a miniature. If you see that I'm missing something and you think it needs to be in here, you can click the button, fill out the form, submit it to me.
Yeah.
I approve it. It's in the catalog for everybody.
Nice.
Like you said, there's everybody's real favorite paints.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And I have all of these brands already loaded.
Awesome.
So to add anything to your catalog, to say this is in my collection, you just hit the plus or the heart, right? So plus, add it. Heart puts it on your wish list. Flag,
Right.
if I got it wrong, just hit this report in error and say, yeah, it's not 18 models, Rob. There's, there's really 20, right? You just hit it there and you submit it to me and I make the change. So
I think I made it a lot harder work for myself when I was inputting it. I need to explore this more. That's very cool.
And what you do is this is so much easier than a spreadsheet. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting older and looking at a spreadsheet on my phone is terrible. So this kind of puts it together in a way that makes it easy for you to add, take away.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it goes into your collection, right? There we go. As you can see, these are really miniature kits that I own. It allows you to say, all right, here is this kit. What state is it in? Well, it's primed, right? Allows you to add it to a thing called a vault. What I did was I created vaults. This is for you to personally manage your collection. So if I want to see all my Barons War miniatures, I click here. If I want to see my modern warfare miniatures, I click there. If I want to see, here's there's my Thunderbird from Mythic Earth. So it's all there. And this is your collection, like I said, and for you to manage. If you look at it, and if I wanted to create a custom field for them, I could say, all right, I'm gonna add this field armed with rifles. No, why don't we say rifles? There we go. All right, and then I can say, well, how many of them have rifles? With your camera on your phone, or if you have a photo in your gallery, you can choose to have the miniature in your collection not be the stock photo. You can put your actual miniature in.
Yeah, that's when I've been playing about with it. I was doing my war bands and that. So yeah, that was cool. I chucked that up. That was fun.
Which I think is great, right? So
yeah,
it to me it's worth it. There's my Thunderbird. One of the coolest things I did was you can go to your wish list and you can export it to a PDF and give it to your loved ones. So maybe
that's
you get what you're asking for, not what they think you want, right?
Yeah.
So export to PDF, it's good. This is what I said. Somebody earlier said, "Hey, I don't necessarily want to see the value."
Mm-hmm.
So it's a radio button. Turn it on and off. Any paints you've added? I haven't added any paints, even though they're all sitting behind me. It's just I'm too busy adding things to the app. And then you have a journal. You can create a painting journal, and like if you're doing a project, and create this whole new journal where you're going to sit there and look at it and say, all right, this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. I'm building this army out, and I could build that whole steps here in my journal, and you can share the journal with your friends.
I like that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I really like
that's a very cool feature. Yeah.
And again, that was not one I thought of. It was someone else thought of, not me. So they're like, hey, it would be great if I had a journal. So I created a journal. And then I did a bulk import as well. So if you already have all your collection on a spreadsheet or a CSV or a Google Doc, you can import it by using this bulk import field into your collection. One of the things I did was I allowed you to add a miniature directly to your collection that doesn't exist in the catalog. So that helps you out if you love to kit bash. If you like to kit bash, you're going to add the miniature directly to your collection, and then you can put all the notes you want in it. I used the arm from this Wargames Atlantic sprue. I used the base body as this Frostgrave model. I used the head from a Oathmark Ranger, right? Or whatever it is you're doing. You can kit bash, and also if you print STLs, I'm not going to put STLs in here. I do have some, but overall, there's too many every month. I would do nothing but load data in here. However, if you print a model, take a picture of it, you can add it directly. And for the manufacturer, you actually choose either kit bashed.
Oh, okay.
So if you kit bashed it, I kit bashed it, or I printed it from an STL.
I really like that, because I've been asked so many times, how do you make that model? And I'm like, I can't remember. I literally can't remember.
And then you end up with a recipe, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
And you can fill out all the other data you want. What am I using it in? What am I not using it in, or any of that stuff. That's a feature that a lot of folks like. So we'll look at here. I actually assembled these, and actually they're better than assemble. I primed them this morning. But I can go through and say, one of them, They're called shield pigs. They're guys with shields. Imagine that. It's very, very inventive. I love this game, by the way, Relic Blade. And
I've heard good things about Relic Blade. It's something I've always sort of had a look at, but fortunately or unfortunately, it's out of stock a lot of the time here in the UK. But I have been tempted a couple of times.
Yeah, next time
he's just
Dom
gone plastic,
comes over
hasn't he?
to Adepticon, you know, give him a little cash.
Yeah.
And I'll bring some back with him.
He's just produced some stuff in plastic, hasn't he? The pigs.
He has. Both of these kits are new in plastic.
Steve, have you ever looked at this game?
I've heard of it, never looked at it though. Is it worth it?
Now it's in plastic. I think it looks fun. But Rob, if you play it?
I play it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good, I don't know, it's a beer and pretzels game. But it does have some you know, some scenarios that link, you know, so you can do, you know, something like that. Or you can just throw something out, give some points of interest, go fight people. It's pretty fun. I like it though. I do like Relic Blade a lot. I do like narrative a little more. That's one of the reasons I really lean towards Baron's War, because it's based on history, and we did the siege, right? We put the flaming pigs in the siege because historically it's accurate, right? So
yeah.
And there, I had to make sure that I had Quar on here for you guys because I was participating in your Quar paint along.
Oh yes.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then there's the gallery. So anything you take a picture of, you know, just you have your gallery. And then there's the social aspect where you can go and create posts. This is not meant to replace anyone's Discord by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a place where you can post stuff. If
you've got if you've got a group of mates and you're looking to put on a game at a convention or just a club, you could work it out and plan it all through this app very carefully, and see who's working on what figures, what still needs to be done, that kind of stuff. Very clever.
One of the coolest things is when you friend someone, like Anthony sent me a request. I can look at his collection. He hasn't added anything yet. I look at his gallery. He hasn't put any pictures in yet. But you could share with your friends, and you share your journal. So if you're going through a progress, you can share your journal.
Nice.
I like that. I think that's a really neat little. I say little, sorry, I'm moving that way, but I think it's a neat feature.
It's a pretty good feature. Down here, this tells you what your license is. This is a support page. Hey, if I put a ticket in, guess what, guys? I'm the whole team. So, if you put a ticket in, you're getting the developer straight to, and then I'll go in and do what I need to do and fix what I need to fix. And your profile is where you put stuff about yourself, right? I didn't put my name. I just chose a handle just because, I don't know. My son's like, oh, make a handle. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I did it. You can share your profile, your collection publicly by flipping this radio button on, copying the URL. Anyone that has that URL can then go look at your collection.
Right, that's cool.
Right, and then there is the ultimate. Hey, if I don't want my account up here anymore or anything like that, I hit delete and it's gone. So is all my data. So if you decide you don't want to do it anymore, you can delete everything that's in here if you so choose. So any questions or anything you think I might be missing?
Well, we've had a few questions that are coming. So, and I think this was one that I was going to ask as well. So Carl has asked, is it possible so you can add your own games to it and periods, or would that be something to obviously send you as a ticket?
You send me as a ticket, I add it because it's a back-end code. I just have to go and back-end code it. But yeah, you can add games. So if you look at the list, I have a big list, but honestly, you can. I know I don't have them all, right? Like, for example, I think Muskets and Tomahawks is in here, but not Keppies, right? So
Yeah, no, and that must be. Yeah, I was gonna say, and I remember you saying every time like we do the news, you're
Yeah,
furiously
Dom sends me
typing in.
down a rabbit hole every time.
Yeah, yeah, but I can see the real advantage because it's quite. When I go searching for things, I've got a project that I'm about to start, for example, which is a little side project. I know I've recently just been going around looking for minis, but I save the pages, I write down codes. But what's actually quite helpful in the way I like the way you can do this on the catalog here, which is obviously just organize it by medieval and then look for keywords, and it will show you that across a range of the sites, and it's all there in one go, so I don't have to have multiple tabs open, which I know you can do, but it is just convenient when you're sitting there waiting for your kids to finish their swimming lesson and you just want to plan your next project, and you're trying to decide what you're going to do. There's no so 6mm Tyke is asked, is there a way to share terrain builds in there?
Say it again.
He's asked, is there a way to share terrain builds in the app?
You can do it in your gallery or journal. You can do it in your journal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I love how it also will tell you if in the catalog, if you're flipping through, it'll say you own that. This is on your wish list.
That'd be very. I can see that bit. Myself is gone. Maybe
I'll be using that.
Certainly, I would say certainly more for the metal packs. That's where I end up coming unstuck. Is like Perry packs. I'm quite good at remembering box art and boxes, but where it's just a bag of metals or a blister of metals, I have a tendency to do it. But also, like Dom, when we're doing big projects and you're like, have I got 4 packs of this or 5 packs of this? I need another, and I don't know about you, but I always do. Look at that. That's a glorious page. Look at that.
Blessed Perry's, all hail.
There we are.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's almost, or sometimes it's like you think, I want to do a regiment of, or a group of 24 figures. And I think I've got 18 in my collection somewhere, but have I? And then you think, oh, I'll buy another 20 just in case, and then suddenly you've got far too many in your collection. Obviously, that's just me. Nobody else would do such a thing, but that would be good to be able to know that.
Oh, that's so not true. We all do it. That's so funny. We all think we're unique, but in reality,
we all do.
Kind of like,
I know. You see, I say you go to any convention anywhere in the world, I'm prepared to bet. You walk around the vendor halls or wherever people are selling figures, and you'll hear the same discussion going on between friends going, I think I need that, but I'm not entirely sure.
How many times have we done that? We've done that so many times.
Yeah. Didn't you buy that at such and such? No, I don't think it was them. I think it was someone did. No, I don't think so. I'll get it just in case.
Just floating backwards and forwards in front of it. It's a good one. So Flesh Cloud, such an amazing name. Rob, are you going to add a way to scan barcodes to catalog your paints? Paint red.
I mean, I could add it. But I don't. I could easily do that. The problem is going and gathering barcode information. Your big manufacturers are going to have it. Your smaller folks aren't.
I suppose, I can definitely see someone who's sitting there, beat, going through that. That would be very helpful. I mean, my majority of my paints are Citadel, AK, and Army painter, with a few of the smaller ones thrown in. So I mean, that would make that doing certainly for paints. That would be
they don't.
I just thought it would be nice enough.
While they print the barcodes on them, they don't necessarily list what they are. Right.
Okay.
Like I have to get everything from the public site, right? Yeah. And all these, as you can see, all these miniatures, I didn't copy down the photo. This is the URL link back to the Perrys, right?
Yeah.
So it's whatever their image is of it. So if they've got a painted image, it's painted. If it's not, it's not. But I get everything off the publicly accessible website. I've reached out to a number of manufacturers, and if they would love to share the barcode information with me, I would gladly add it.
That would be awesome. That would be very cool. Oh, hopefully they'll get more, because I can, especially with the paint, that's a big one. Wargaming History has said it's a great idea. He uses scale mates for his 1/72 plastic aircraft and vehicles, and it saves him hundreds every year in double ups. And then paint double ups is his biggest problem. Mobile Hostel says a paint app he'll spend the rest of his life typing. But that's something like that. And then Martin Hoey, I have more flesh color paints than I'll ever need. Flesh color paints is another one.
Oh god,
actually, that's another one. How many
there's so many different
variants of flesh.
I've
Campbell
heard about
Johnny
a
says
scale.
like
there's a scale for paint colors where there's really 9 flesh colors, or 9 or 15 or something like that total.
I saw that, but then there's another one, isn't there, which then breaks it down like 54 or something like that. There's different. There's varying degrees. God, it reminds me at work. We have there's. I think I've told these guys about it. There was a thing called the cut light. I think it was like the Munsell color chart for looking at. Is it a grayish brown black, or is it a brownish black gray? You know, that kind of color, and you break it down bit by bit by bit. Red Z says smart marketing, make us feel good about ourselves. No, that's good. It does. That was something I was going to say. Everything on here, when we're playing around with it, it's all very positive. The journal aspect, the sort of the social aspect, and like the build. And obviously, you're only people can use as much of it as they want to. But I do like, as the guys have said, that idea of if you're working on a project together. So, for example, if Dom and I were doing, we've got CrackCon in October. There's a lot of people. If you started a little, a journal group, and you could easily track what people need, what they're working on, how far they are through it.
Yep, and also, and then you're sharing that journal entry back and forth. Since you mentioned CrackCon, you know that I'm donating 5 lifetime licenses to it.
I was going to say, so that'll be part of the. That's so nice. It's going to be part of the charity raffle. This is going there. So we're very grateful to Rob for that, which is absolutely awesome. Given some of the size of the collections you'll see at CrackCon as well, he can do this. Shaco's has just said he actually has a website project that lets you scan paints to track what you're using. He's just not done it public yet. He said that you can tell he works in tech, can't you? Scanning barcodes on a website on a laptop is strangely hard.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And not everyone has barcode scanners. So I just made it so you just pick the brand of paint, Army painter, and just go along and say, I've got that one, I've got that one, I've got that one, right? And it just adds it to your collection.
Nice.
I tell you, it's a shame he's not here tonight, because Ken has a thing about his paints being organized, doesn't he? He has a real thing about his paints, and they have a specific place on his desk, and they have a specific, and I can see you do that. David has just said, you mentioned that you don't have things like old out of production GW minis. He was just wondering if you were aware of the Stuff of Legends site, which lists the old minis.
There is, but like, he's hosting all that stuff, and I don't want to point all my data over to him, right? Like, I don't want to pull his images across. However, what you can do is you can add it to the catalog.
Right, yeah.
You add it to the catalog, I approve it, and then everyone can use it, right? I can't believe that I was 400 miniatures short of 50,000 kits today.
It is mad. I mean, for you, because how long, because we've been chatting a little while about it, so how has the response been to this? Because I know you were with Painting Panzers and live. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. I got 80 subscribers right now. I'm not. I've been too busy adding to the app and working on functionality that I haven't really taken the time to do any kind of media push or any kind of posting on socials or any of that stuff. I'm targeting that for this summer, July, August. I just haven't really pushed it, and I just like folks like yourself that I know might enjoy it. Reached out to you. I turn around and then I give you guys all lifetime access, right? So it's like, here you go. Use it for as much or as little as you want. It's forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I guess the thing is you've got to have it populated enough
yes.
that when people go on and use it, it's easy to use, which takes time. I mean, especially when it's not your full-time job to be filling all this stuff in. You've got to get the balance right.
My wife thinks I watch TV with her when I'm sitting there on my laptop.
They all think that. They all think that.
And I'm busy writing into the CSV file that I upload before I go to bed. You know.
Yeah, no, they'll do. Dom has Dom, you sit there painting, don't you?
Yeah, I do. With a headphone, with one earbud in, listening to some podcast or watching some project, some video. It's going to become my
do the edits.
Yeah.
I'm doing the edits on the videos with one earbud in. So I'm one earbud in. I'll have Robin chatting about like the rule or whatever that we just got wrong, and then in the other ear it's ER or something that Haley's decided she wants to rewatch the entire catalogue of currently on Netflix. So we're working.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, and when my wife gets me to sit down to watch with her, I'm usually not paying attention, and it's terrible. I should be better about that. But I'm not.
It's seriously impressive. I mean, it's, as you say, as something you've as a gamer and just a member of the community that you've taken it on yourself to do. It's seriously impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, just the amount of the input of the data and the coding, and then to obviously you are the support, you are the ticket. That's a lot to take on. I mean, if it I hope it does. If you start getting more and more, do you think you might be in a situation where you might have to have someone else in there as well on a voluntary basis to answer questions?
I'm hoping the community gets involved, and really grabs it and runs with it. And I'd love to be able to Steve go through his collection and be like, oh, you don't have this Beaky Marine from 1994. What?
He's definitely your man for that. He's definitely the man to get that on there. Absolutely. No, he's really. So what's the plan now? Just keep adding more and more kits, keep making it more visible to the community. Where do you want to go now?
So where I'm going now is I'm still adding, right? Because Dom keeps finding stuff.
I've got a new challenge now, Rob. I've got to find even more stuff.
I know. But you don't even do it intentionally. I think it was in your last Boots on the Table with Dom. You're like, oh, I got these miniatures. I pulled out these miniatures from, and I don't remember the company. Do you remember in your last video who it was?
I mean, who knows? There's so many, Rob, to be fair. What did I pull out last time? I can't remember now.
You pulled one out, and then I went out and was it Eagle Figures?
Eagle Figures. Yes.
Yes, you pulled out, and I had never heard of Eagle Figures. So then I had to go find them. And it was one of the mounted guys were like, oh, this mounted figure from Eagle is brilliant. So then I went out and found them, and here they are, Dom, for you, Eagle Figures.
Well done. Excellent.
Excellent. That is awesome. I mean, there are Dom, especially you have some corkers in your collection, don't you?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be. He's definitely set me a challenge now to find more and more stuff that he hasn't got. It's also made me realise how many bloody figures I've got. terrifies me a little bit. But I kind of like that. It's almost like I want to start from fresh. So anything new that I get coming in, it'd be so much easier to keep tabs on what's going on there. That's for sure. And I have to say, when I was playing around with it, and I hadn't had a huge amount of time to properly play with it, but I will do now. I hadn't quite realised that all this was already there. So I was me manually inputting figures, thinking, "Blimey, this is a bit clunky," but it's all there. It's like I didn't need to do any of that. It's all there. I can just
Is there any other questions from anyone? I can stop sharing now, but is there any questions from anyone?
Where next? Where do you plan to expand this, or is there anything you plan to do next as a follow up to this? I mean, it's clearly you've got a lot to do, but everyone has a plan.
The next follow up I really think is expanding the games, and at some point I want to start putting rule sets in there so you can keep track of your rule set books.
Yeah, that would be immense. Yeah.
Which, as I look around the room and go, oh, what's missing? Markers. I've only got a few markers in there. I need to get the marker collections in. I've got 4,600 paint colors in there across all those brands, right? So if you ever bought them all, if you want to know, if you went out and bought all the major brands, how many it is? 4,600.
Wow.
But I look around the room and I go like, oh yeah, I've got like this whole cabinet full of rule sets, right? And they need to go. I need to put them in there. I really haven't gotten into figures like that are just solely for painting, right? Like,
there's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those, right, that aren't for gaming, but they're for painting. So maybe those will go in there next. The
big one I can see as well, which we talked about earlier, is of course Reaper.
Reaper's in there.
Right. Okay. There we go. That's
5,000 miniatures from Reaper. 5,000 of those are all from Reaper. I will say this though. Do you guys ever talk to the Perrys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please take new photos of your product line. Some of them they obviously are old because it was back when bandwidth was important. So they took low res photos because they didn't want to, so they could paint the screen when you went to their website pretty fast.
See.
But now, the miniature today pops up and it's a Perry and it's a badly focused picture, and I don't.
Which is odd because they do such an amazing job with their pictures when they get them painted.
The painted ones all look fantastic, and all the newer ones, the newer sculpts, are absolutely fantastic. It's some of their old metal line that's a little pixelated and stuff like that. And my other favorite is a lot of historical companies don't bother to put a photo up at all. It just says
they don't.
So and so, Dark Age warrior on horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Dom will talk about that, about the days of ordering from
sets
where
when you sent your stamped addressed envelope off to the manufacturer and they sent you a printed list, full scap jobby, with no pictures whatsoever. You might get the odd image, sort of a cartoon version of it, and just lists of all the figures, and you have no idea what they are and the prices. And then you ordered from those, and then you thought, hopefully, it was the right thing that came back. It was all good.
28 days later, it arrived.
So a couple times in this podcast, I mentioned that I may start a YouTube channel that's going over news. What's new, right? Like what's new? You guys do it. I learn a lot from you guys, but because I'm out, I've now subscribed to every one of these miniature companies, right? I get emails of what's coming, right? So I may do a hey, what's new on the list?
That would be cool. Yeah,
and just stick to it like that, and just do it in, I don't want to say shorts, but nothing live or anything like that. And who knows? I could always be Plastic Crack Podcast West.
Way
West.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea because obviously the big one every time a kit comes out, the interested channels, they want to get that kit, they want to make it up, build it, be the first to get it out. And what I have seen is obviously is We Wargame. They do just good sprue, just here's the sprue, and then it got into it. But just doing shorts, that's actually quite a good idea of his, just a channel, more or less dedicated to this week in miniatures, Warlord games, bikes, Warhost, these orcs. That's not a bad plan actually. That's quite a good idea.
The first person I told about this was Dan from We Wargame. He was the first person I told. He does not live that far from me.
Okay.
And I literally am like, hey, I got this idea. Does it have any merit? And then if you watch him, he's like, yeah. And then 3 weeks later, you're sending me a login to it. Right?
Yeah.
And then he jumped on it and he enjoyed it. And
it's also keeping up to date with what's out there. I mean, I've got a very old website that I found years ago, and I've managed to bookmark it. And it's kind of lists all the sort of key manufacturers for different periods in mainly 28 mils, and it literally is listing them out. But when you actually go through them, it's alarming how many of them just don't exist anymore. I thought about doing a sort of an updated version of that, but as a video, sort of just picking on a topic, picking on a period, and just going, here's, and then almost have it, like you say, people then contributing into it, because you can't possibly know every single manufacturer, and particularly as they go around the world, there's different people, different countries, people are producing figures as well, and then you head into the 3D sculpt world as well. So, but I think it'd be interesting to have that sort of online, almost a real-time catalog of what's new, what's gone, what's coming, that kind of stuff.
And for me, it's the getting of what's coming down the road, right?
Yeah.
And putting it in as a wish list item, so that the person can wish list it right in the app.
Yeah.
Carolingans are coming. I'm gonna add them from Vitrix. I'm gonna add them to my wish list. Now, I'll be honest with you. I've got about 12 unopened bags of Vitrix miniatures down there.
That whole thing there. It's just, I'm trying to. I have all these plans and all these things, and Vitrix feature quite heavily in quite a lot of them. As do Wargames Atlantic and the Perrys, but because their miniatures are just so nice. But I just keep on. Yeah, I found like a bag of these late Romans that I'm using in a minute. I didn't even know I had that. I can't even remember why I bought them. I think I had ideas about doing a Middle Earth thing and using the late Romans. But I don't know what happened to that. This is why they're getting turned into actually what they're meant to be used for. But what on the wargaming front? What's next to you? What are you building up to? So what's next in your campaign?
My next is I'm actually going to do American War of Independence. We're having, it's today in the U.S. It's Memorial Day. It's the day we memorialize all the people that have died for our great nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, our nation. I won't say great anymore. But I'm a jarhead. I'm a Marine. I'm a United States Marine, in my past. And I've got some Warlord figs up there, and I've got the Age of Reason, some War Games Atlantic that I need to get assembled and painted, because we're doing some stuff in July. It's my Barons War group, but a bunch of us are going to do American War of Independence, and we're using the skirmish rule set Rebels and Patriots, or Rebels.
Yeah. If another one, because I've used it for the American War of Independence and the French Indian War, but again, muskets and tomahawks.
I gotta buy it. It's on the short list. I have the miniatures game I want list, and I have the miniatures and that's what started it. I had a miniatures that I wanted, and the list just kept growing, right? And it was like, I can't even look at this while I'm out somewhere and figure out what I want, right? So where it all started.
It's very cool. I mean, this is the thing. I've on the app, I was playing around with bits and bobs, because I've started. I know people can't see what's in here, but this is the start of my new project. These are prints, but there's been orders going in to supplement them with figures from range. So I was like a bit like Dom. I thought, I'll use the app for something fresh, rather than going back. I'm going to start from point dot with this, and it has been a lot of fun doing it. Though a couple of the figures I'm sitting there waiting for are yet to be released, and they keep on getting teased by the people that are making them. And I'm just sitting there waiting, just going, come on, before the enthusiasm goes. I need to do it because I've been on this sort of early medieval thing, which is never going to go away because it's my favorite sort of like time period to do.
I've been on a sharp kick too as well.
Oh, good. You gotta love some sharp.
Rob, can you put an emergency button on for Martin that allows him to link directly through to Robin to say, I need this piece of terrain done immediately for his next one?
If Robin joins, I'll give him lifetime access, and then Martin can send direct messages to him.
Just build this.
Yeah.
It all just comes down to those Bedouin tents he built in the last minute, like with some cocktail sticks, a dishcloth, and some string. And he comes down onto that. But what was I going to say? There was I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say there should be another one on there, which is if you've had a little bit too much to drink, Dom, me, and you're
going to say, Pot Cooley, come on! I mean, who bought an entire Carthaginian army when they drank rather too much, and then spent ages working out what kind of snow to use, and then flogged them all or gave them all away?
And painted it all in a month. I'd like to add, and I'm never doing that again.
So
hey, it's all good. It's all in good fun. I really enjoy the hobby and the people. Everyone in this hobby are really nice, right? Like, don't get me wrong. You can go get your sweaty grognards at a Warhammer 40K tournament, right? That are just, they don't want their gatekeeping. They don't want anybody in their hobby. I'm the opposite. I want as many people as want to come in and play and have as many different types of games that they're like. It's just going to keep it around longer, right?
Yeah.
I got my Dead Man's Hand. That's the other thing. I really want to get some games into Dead Man's Hand. That
Dead Man's Hand is still that game where I said to, and I think I said this in the original video I made, and is that I've yet to see someone who plays it, who regularly plays war games, not just go and buy a gang, because it's such a simple, fun game. Yeah. And then the gangs, you've got the awesome plastics, the metal kits are just so full of character. It doesn't take itself like
they
too
have
seriously.
Fistful of
great rules. Yeah.
Fistful of Clint. You get 5 different Clint Eastwood models. To go on your table.
And they got the Back to the Future. They got the DeLorean.
They got the DeLorean.
The DeLorean and the
and Marty McFly.
My favorite up there is I know, Carl. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And but Carl, you have got one of the best, if not the best, looking boards, and on there. So yes, that's absolutely phenomenal. And then, although this happened the other day, my current favorite is they did Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, the Butch and the Sundance, and Ken didn't know who they were, which offended me on almost every level.
Yeah, I bought the Fistful of Clints, and I bought the 5 John Waynes, the Dukes.
Yeah,
the John Waynes.
Brilliant.
You gotta have them, right? I mean, I'll probably never. I'll just paint them. I'll never put them on the table, but that'll be great.
They're just excellent fun, and of course they've got some plastic sets coming up as well, because they've got the native sets coming. They're currently doing lots of sort of scene dressing sets, just because they've done so much in the way of terrain that they've got a lot of stuff to fill out. So again, with the app and that, especially with those kind of sets as well, because Great Escape, obviously we're talking about Dead Man's Hand and the figure sets, they do a phenomenal amount of accessories, like barrels and cacti and there's a pack of rattlesnakes, all that sort of stuff.
I actually wrote them. I watched your video and a few videos, and then I wrote them, and I'm like, why don't you have an all-encompassing buy all, right? They have all the different so they created one.
That's so cool. No, they are Dead Man's Hand is something that I just like to come back to again and again because it's just so much fun. As Shaco said, don't forget about Black Sheep because war bases have their own miniature lines as well. War bases have Black Sheep miniatures, which they have some awesome Pinkertons on there. Yes. They've also got some Banditos.
I'm doing it. I'm adding it to the list.
Yeah, no, just and this, I can see this is a danger. But look, no, we really appreciate you coming and taking the time to, show us and obviously giving us the access as well. And again, thank you very much for the code for the people that are watching this. So it was PCP 10, was it? PCP so PCP 10. And go and try it out and get cataloging and sharing it. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Next, you have to let us know next time you're in the UK because there's so many members of the PCP all over it. If you're anywhere near where we have a club or there's members, you have to pop on.
I mean, when I go, I'm at Coventry.
Coventry, right in the middle. Right in the middle. Yeah. Right in the middle. I mean, at least you're not too far from Bosworth. You can just pootle down to where you see where Richard III got his comeuppance.
Yeah, that's right.
You can just go down to there. I remember we got Coventry. We'd had to do a little trip to the cathedral there because you've got the old cathedral which is knackered, the one that got bombed, and then the new one that are all sort of like higgledy like within each other there. It's a cracking place.
Last time I was over, I was over when Ozzy passed.
Oh yeah.
Last time I was over.
Oh man.
So I walked by and I bought newspapers. I bought the newspapers with Ozzy on the front and brought them home.
That's nearly a year ago now, isn't it?
Actually? It is. Yeah. And I think I'm headed back over in November this year. I wanted to get over in October, but work it's just not working.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to come over to CrackCon, right?
Yeah. You'd always welcome. So if anything changes, just let us know. But when you're over this way, just give us a shout. Let us all know. And if there's people around, we'll always try and organize a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love it.
That's awesome. Right then. Well, again,
and let me know if you want me to check out anything over here in the States. I will be going to Nova and I will be going to Historicon. I can film some content and throw it up to you guys. Yeah,
well, actually, as I say, do that because obviously in the group, as we say, by the way, everyone, the link is down below. You see that? Seamless. You can have a look. But anyone, when people go to conventions, if you've got such little films or photos, please do. Post them up in the group, share them on here for the news section. We're always happy to receive them. Absolutely. That's awesome. Right then, where are we next week? Does anyone know?
I don't think we've actually decided yet.
Oh,
have we actually got?
Well, it'll be a lucky dip of.
The one thing we know that it will not be on Ken's channel. That's for absolutely certain.
It won't be on Ken's channel. No,
he doesn't even know what it's
I've only seen Ken twice, and all the time that I've watched, I've only seen him twice.
He did ring me. He rang me at 8 a.m. The other morning because he went to James's wedding, and he forgot the conversation because unfortunately Haley and I couldn't go. But congratulations, James. By the way, well done. Congratulations, guys, both of you. And he rang me at 8 a.m. just like have a chat. It's like in the middle of the school run. And I'm like, what are you doing? You can tell, like, leave me alone. I love you, but leave me alone. I got the school run. I got both kids hanging off me. I'm on Bluetooth. I'm trying to sort a work issue, and Ken's ringing for a friendly chat.
I've only seen him on the channel twice, and one time he was drinking. That's what I remember. And then it was.
That time.
That was a good one.
We've had a couple of those, haven't we? But then I do remember a stream where I super glued my thumb I wasn't even drinking in that one, where I super glued my thumb to my eyebrow because of that bloody emperor. Anyway, we won't go into that. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us on this sweltering bank holiday. I'm gonna go from here straight to the freezer and just fill this with ice and just pour it over myself. We will, of course, let everybody know where we're going to be next week. So keep your eye on the Facebook page, and we will pop that up. Rob, thank you once again so much for taking the time.
Listen, I'm out here
spending it with us. And yeah, we will be back again very, very soon. So we will see you all next week. So take care of yourselves.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye-bye,
See
guys.
everybody.
See everybody.